And here we are. I hope that played. It didn't look like it was playing over here. So, oh my gosh, welcome to Tarotnormal Investigation. And tonight I have Ramon from Moon Scarab, and he's got a wonderful story to tell. And I'm just excited to have you on the channel. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is going to be fun. So I had asked Ramon one time about some paranormal, and he mentioned he had activity in his home, and I've been wanting to start this series up again. And for those of you who've never heard of Tarotnormal Investigation, I started it about a year ago, and literally investigating the paranormal using tarot. So I'm inviting you all right now to, if you haven't already, go grab a deck, because this is for everybody to, here, let me do this. Take some time to grab a deck, grab a cuppa, grab your blankie, and we're going to investigate this together. So how this came about was I was on Lavender Moon's channel, Amber's channel, and I would do some tarot spreads for her. And I did some tarot spreads to communicate with a loved one who've passed. And she had a Friday night show called Paranormal Live Hangout. And I've been on there a couple times because I myself have paranormal activity. And one time we went on to do a tarot spread, and she said, "Why don't we talk about your house?" I'm like, "You're reading my mind. I've been wanting to do this for so long." And so Tarotnormal Investigation started there. So I'm just excited to, I have, I don't know, 13 videos? I can't remember. But it is so wonderful to have you on tonight, and to
Thank
share
you.
your story. All right. So I think what we'll do is we're going to say hi to some people, and then
Is it me that
give
I'm
everybody.
freezing?
I'm sorry. Oh,
No, I think it's
what?
that the screen was freezing a little bit.
Oh no. Do we have some
Hope it's not my
interference?
signal. Hopefully not.
Maybe they don't want to be investigated.
Mm.
So so we're going to give everybody a chance. Grab a deck. It doesn't matter, tarot or oracle, and you know, we're going to do this together. And I will say hi to some people real quick, and then we're going to have Ramon start telling his story. And then what we'll do is pause here and there and start asking questions using our cards, and investigate this beautiful home you live in. So I'm going to start saying hi to people. And if I can get this going, my finger's so soft it won't grab. All right, so we have Diamond here. And she said, "What a creative life to have." It is. It's very fun. Nancy's here. And then we have, let me go. It was me and Nancy chatting back and forth. We have Jeff here. Thanks for popping in, Jeff. Grab a deck. Come investigate with us. And then we have Heather here. Thanks for coming in, Heather. I know she loves to investigate. And then we have Michelle. Michelle's popping in. Grab a deck, Michelle. Grab a deck. Joyful Journey. Let's play. Nancy's going with the Ghost and Spirits Tarot. You know, those would be my like the obvious go-tos for me, because it would be fun, but I chose to use Revival Art Tarot tonight.
That's interesting.
It is.
I was gonna use a Byzantine art one, but I grabbed the Antique Anatomy Tarot.
Oh,
Claire
Cool.
Goodchild. I love all her decks. I
Yeah.
had that one. I had the Memento Mori, Lenormand, and Oracle.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, and another one, the Oracle of Oddities. I have all three, so I'm
Oh, and you have
combining
the
all three.
expansion decks and
I
stuff?
do. Yeah, I
Mm,
have the Ancestors, the Time expansion. I have them all. I was lucky
oh,
to get them all
awesome.
because a lot of them are out of print now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah,
Hmm.
I haven't had the privilege of getting them. So
Yeah,
Majestic
it's one that I
Oracle.
yeah, yeah, I use them on fall during fall time, but
Yeah,
I think it
I
was
just
the most appropriate
love,
one.
love those images. So,
Hmm.
um, thank you, Heather. I really enjoyed making that. Uh, that was a lot of fun to do. Flowing is here. Thank you for coming. And if you have a deck, grab it. Um, okay, and then Majestic Oracle. I don't know if you just heard me. We use um, the tarot to investigate paranormal energies, either in houses, lands. I've even done the Amityville house. That was
Wow.
very interesting because it didn't it wasn't the movie. Obviously the energies weren't the movie, and it was very, very interesting what came out. We've gone to some Egyptian tombs. We've gone to
Mm.
um, Italian castles. Did you happen to see that one with the Saint? Oh, I never remember, Marie. It was with Sasha Graham.
Yes, yes, I
She,
did.
yeah,
Hmm.
that was
Hmm.
so fascinating because we both started going on the what if the Knights Templar were there?
Mm.
So that
Wow.
was real fun. So hey, JR,
Hi,
thank you for
JR.
coming. Harley's here. Harley, hello, hello. And then I hear people saying, hey to Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan, grab a deck. Um, I love it. Jonathan lives in Hawaii, and hopefully we're at a good time. I don't know. Are we 6 hours apart now? We're always so far apart.
Isn't it like 4, 5 hours? Who knows?
You know what? The time changes when
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know if they have daylight
yeah.
savings over there.
They don't there. So,
Okay, yeah.
you're going Easter egg hunting and movie night. Well, thanks for popping in anyway. So have fun with those Easter eggs and say hey to Apollo for me. Um, oh yeah, so I read we investigated Heather's house. Okay, I think. Oh, Jen's here. Hey, Jen. Oh my gosh, you've been on my mind lately. Not to mention, I've seen some pictures on Facebook. Jen lives in Australia.
Mm.
So it is probably 10 p.m. there ish, 11, 12. Um, all right, so we have said hey to everybody. Um, so what we're going to do now is let me get to my banners here, and we're going to start the show. So welcome to Tarotnormal Investigation. I will be your ghost for this evening. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I want everybody to grab a deck. If you don't have a deck, some people have used pendulums. Whatever suits your fancy, or just kick back, grab a cuppa, grab a blankie, because it can get a little spooky here.
Mm.
So what I'm going to do is call in the protection first before you start your story.
Yeah.
Um, so everybody, if we can all just take a deep breath. And I call in the infinite intelligence of the white light of protection, an archangel with his mighty sword, to protect us here in this chat, protect our sacred spaces, protect our guides, have everyone within the bright white light bubble of protection as we have some fun, but we always take this very seriously. So we do ask for protection over this night. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, then. All right, Ramon. So we were just chatting after a live one night and segued into the paranormal. And you said that you have a home that has some activity. You want to tell the chat a little bit about it?
Yeah, it wasn't anything planned. It was just part of the casual conversation after the show. And I was sharing the story that um in this house, very frequently, it started increasing over time, but very frequently, doesn't matter which area of the house I am, I hear the stomping on the levels above and sometimes on the levels below of what sounds possibly as a child running. And why do I say it's a child? It's because of the how it sounds. It's like boom, 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 like how small kids will run. Their
Right.
steps are very
Smaller.
close one to the other,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and it's also I can hear the direction of the sound. It's when a sound when you hear the sound of something that is moving, it fades in, you
Hmm.
hear it, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
It's not only the sound, but it's also I feel the vibration on the house. So if
Oh,
like for example, yeah, right now I'm here at the basement of my house, and I can hear the sound on the levels above and feel the vibration.
oh, wow.
Yeah, and it says I'm used to being able to detect when there's movement on the levels above. I live with my partner, and it's
Uh-huh,
if
uh-huh.
I'm here and he's walking on the third floor, I can hear it. It's a strong house and everything, but it's the vibration. And I'm the type of person that I go towards the logical first. I don't
Sure,
go off
sure. I
off the
do as
bat
well.
saying
Yeah,
it's a
yes.
ghost, it's a spirit. I look into what it is.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And during these 4 years that I've been living here, there's no other explanation. It's not the vibration from the street. My
Hmm.
house is not next to the house that's right next to me. It's totally
Okay.
separate.
Mm.
It's not any type of plumbing or tubes or anything in the house. There's no explanation to it,
Right, right.
and at moments I've when these situations have happened, it's I had sort of like a vision that it's a toddler, a male toddler.
Oh,
And
right.
what's kind of like shocking is the image that I have, it's very similar to the image that you use on the thumbnail.
Oh, when I was looking
When I
for pictures, I was so drawn to that particular image, and
hmm
it's almost what I
it's
was seeing.
it's exactly as that image.
Wow.
My partner, he works 3 days a week at the office and two
Hmm.
days
Hmm.
here, and he spends most of the time here. He's heard it too,
He's heard it too.
and he's not the type of person who he's not into the paranormal, he's not into tarot, into
Right.
anything spirituality related. He's a person who is in touch with his feelings. He's a Cancer.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But in terms of the paranormal, it's something that he's not into, and he can't explain either what it is.
Hmm. Now,
My
how old is your home?
um
How old is your home?
this house was constructed in 1923. I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
and in this area, it's there used to be a lot of factories, uh, uh, mining and all, and people started moving into this area in the early 1900s. So this house it's a brick house. It's not a wooden house.
Right, right.
And this house is located 2 blocks away from a cemetery.
There would have to be a cemetery. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, it's a cemetery. Besides that, when when I started moving here, I started seeing shadows first within the corner of my eye, and
uh-huh,
then
uh-huh.
much more visible to me. And I don't get scared about it. And again, I'm a person who goes towards the logical side. Not, I don't go into straight off thinking there's something paranormal, but it's things that are so evident. Um, I've heard laughs
I
of. Mhm.
go ahead. Well, yeah, I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna say I'm what they call a kind of a skeliever. So I'm skeptical at first, but I'm a
Hmm.
believer in it. But I'm
Hmm.
like you, I always try to kind of debunk, just not for sake of debunking. It's just let's do the logical things
Right.
first,
Hmm.
just like you. And yeah, and then you can't deny it, right?
Yeah. It gets to a point. In some of the shadows that I've seen, it looks like a pregnant woman, and everything is related to children. That
Hmm. Hmm.
those sounds. Sometimes I hear like the laugh of kids
Oh,
in the middle of
so
the night.
it may be more than
Um,
one.
yeah.
Oh.
And it happens a lot of times. I notice it happens when I'm handling divination tools. So I don't know if it's a presence that is trying to establish contact. Um, I don't know if it's a
Very
entity that
curious.
that resides in this house or it's
Hmm.
transiting because like I said, there is a
Yeah,
cemetery
yeah.
close by too.
Right.
Let me share a story with you that happened actually last year.
Uh-huh.
I love Halloween,
Yes, me
and
too.
my partner and I, every year we do a big Halloween party.
Oh,
And for me, Halloween is just a celebration. I've heard that it's a time of the year when the veil between the visible and the invisible
it
is
is. It
the
is.
thinnest,
Mm-hmm.
and stories and everything. But I always took it as spooky stories. That's it.
Yeah.
So last year Halloween was on the 28th. It was I'm not. We celebrate our party on the
Party.
28th. On the 28th, because it was the weekend closest to Halloween.
Right.
So the 31st was a Tuesday. Halloween for me was over already after the party.
Okay.
And that day, it was just a regular day. I came home and I had a big pumpkin next to the door for kids that were trick or treating.
Uh-huh.
It started to get dark and kids starting to go home to, do their trick or treat. My house, I have cameras all around the house.
Uh-huh.
I have two cameras that point towards the balcony, different angles of the balcony, and I have a ring bell right next to my door, so it's an extra camera.
Yeah.
And to get into my house, you have to open the gate. As soon as you approach the balcony, motion sensor light activates,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to ring the bell to be able to,
Yeah.
which is what the
And
kids were
that
doing.
activates.
Yeah. And then I have some monitors inside the house where I'm able to see all the cameras around. And the ring, I watch it from my phone. So I was in the
That's
kitchen
spooky in
prepare.
itself too.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen preparing my lunch for the next day, and I was able to see the kids as they were coming in to get their treats.
Mm-hmm.
The very last one, I was right there in the kitchen preparing, and I have Alexa's connected also to the sensors. So I got a notification from Alexa, motion detected on the front door.
Uh-huh.
And then the ring bell sounded. It ding ding. I was looking at the monitor and I was like frozen. My partner said, "There's someone at the door." And I was telling him, "There's no one at the door. I'm actually looking at the monitors. There's no one." And he was like, there has to be someone because someone rung the bell. And I told him, I'm telling you, there's no one. Come over here. He was in the living room and we were both looking at the monitor. And right at that moment, ding ding again.
Again.
And I'm telling you, there's no one. And we reviewed that footage, the ring footage, the cameras and everything. And there was absolutely no one on Halloween night ringing the bell to open the door.
Goodness.
I told my mom since that day that day for me the meaning has changed because I just took it as ghost stories. So
Right.
I went outside, careful after looking at the cameras all the angles to see what was going on, and there was absolutely no one. No one ever opened the gate, and the ring rung twice. One of
Wow.
them as we were looking at the moment. So yeah, it's all those
Wow.
things related paranormal are things related to kids. Like the sound of the kid running, the
Uh-huh.
the silhouette of the pregnant woman, that thing that happened with Halloween.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
that's why I think it has to do with something
Right.
related with a child.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that your family has been connected with paranormal. You want to speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's my family has always been. My dad is a very spiritual person. But in my family, there's been always stories of like strange things happening. One thing that is common in my family, and it still happens today, is that when there's a relative, a loved one who dies,
Uh-huh.
out of nowhere in the middle of the night, like all the dishes fly out and
Oh,
fall on the floor.
oh,
That yeah, and that always for generations has always happened. It happened
really?
last year. I have an aunt who died of Alzheimer. My dad was here on her deathbed, and we went to s- I went we went to see my aunt for the last time, not knowing it was the last time.
Right.
And I got home, and it was like 2 in the morning, and my mom called me, and she said all the dishes fell down. They're on the floor out of nowhere because I put them all away.
Wow.
I think your aunt died, and like 10 minutes later, my other aunt called me to let me know that she
Uh-huh.
passed
Uh-huh.
away. Yeah,
That
and
is
same thing happened.
incredible.
Yeah, same thing happened with the husband of her cousin.
Uh-huh.
He passed away hours before dishes fell. And it through generations. Ever since my
It's
family,
become a
I heard those
tradition.
stories.
It's like a
Yeah,
tradition.
yeah, yeah,
Wow. So that I'll say why
and
that's
a lot of other
interesting.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to all of it. Yeah. So this started happening in a brand new house. Well, this was a brand new house. This was built brand new. But when I lived on the West Coast, I would wake up to hearing dishes crashing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was married at the time and sleeping through it. And brave or stupid me would go investigate, and there's no dishes broken anywhere. And it would happen often. And then when I moved here in South Carolina, this is a new house, same thing. But I have a family plot cemetery, not my family, but within a less than 5 minute walking distance. So I have
Mm-hmm.
that there. But I would hear crashing in the middle of the night, and I'd come running in to see because I really didn't feel like it was an intruder. Obviously, I wouldn't get up and go investigate.
Mm-hmm.
But then one time I watched these paranormal shows, and there was an expert, quote unquote, for entertainment purposes only, saying that if you hear the sound of crashing dishes or something like that, it's, in his opinion, a portal opening. But where mine differs from yours is you have
Mine
actual,
were physical dishes. Mine
actual
were the physical dishes.
it's almost like opa.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like maybe they're celebrating that they're crossed over and they're like, here we
Who
are,
knows? Who
we did
knows?
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's always been strange stories. I have a cousin who um went to visit some relatives, which she never met. It was the first time she was going, and she told her parents, "I've been to this house before," and she said, "That's impossible. It's the first time you've been here." And she said, "Yes, I've been here. In this table, you used to there used to be some coins. The house looked like this, that." And she was describing how the house was decades before, and it was the
Wow.
first time she's been there.
This was who?
A cousin of mine.
A
A
cousin.
cousin of mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Majestic Oracle here said that happens to her in-laws, Ramon, dishes and
Mm-hmm.
plants. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, in the Caribbean, I don't know if it's the energy over there. I'm from Puerto Rico. There, a lot of these strange things happen. You know,
Miss D had to put in, make a note, buy Ramon and Ginger plastic
classic.
plates.
Yeah, it doesn't happen to me. It happens to my parents. It happened to my mom.
Oh my
Luckily.
gosh. So it's on their side of the family.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
I
just
have
have a
a.
couple people
Can I
commenting
share
on
another
it.
story? You want me to share another
Absolutely.
story? Yeah.
Absolutely.
My dad told me once that when I don't have memory of this, I don't know if the situation was so impactful that I erased it from my head. But my dad told me that when I was around 5 years old, one night in the middle of the night, I woke him up and I told him that he was in shock. He said, I described to him that a man walked into the room and the whole room illuminated like a
Oh.
really bright light. And the man grabbed the TV and went down the stairs with it. And my dad was so shocked with the description that I did even described to him how the cable was hitting the stairs as he was going down. So my dad sort of like had the feeling that he should remove that television set from my room. It was a brand new television set. So the next morning he went to dispose of the TV, and a neighbor asked him what's going on with the TV, and he said, "I'm just gonna get rid of it." And he said, "But it's a brand new TV. Is it damaged or anything?" "No, no, I just don't want it in the house." And the neighbor pleaded to, you know, my dad give him the TV, and my dad said, "I don't have a good feeling about this TV." And he insisted, he insisted. I said, "I don't want any responsibility here. I'm gonna give it to you." 3 weeks later, that TV exploded
Oh my
in the
gosh.
neighbor's house. It burned half the house.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yeah, it almost in the middle of the night. That one I do remember because that same thing. That night I woke up my dad in the middle of the night saying that I couldn't breathe, and there was a lot of smoke in the house, and it was that house that was burning from that TV that exploded.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that I remember. So the first time that I've seen like a fire. It's a weird story.
I had a similar incident, not the TV blowing up, but I was eating dinner one night and it looked smoky in my house. And I mentioned something to the man formerly known as my husband, and he didn't see anything. Um, so I thought, okay, my vision's just getting bad. But I was like, I see it, I don't smell it, but I see smoke. And everything was fine. And then shortly after, the neighbor's house caught on fire. So just
Yeah.
weird stuff right here. So yeah, your guardian angel was definitely it could have been your guardian angel taking away that.
Definitely. hmm Yeah, I've been in
Wow.
situations close to death, and I'm telling you, it's I know there is a force that's been protecting me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think we should do a little investigating, and if you have more stories in between, we would love to
hmm
hear them.
Yeah.
Um, so,
Yeah. So
uh,
with this investigation, that I just want to look into what could possibly it could be.
right.
I don't want to really establish contact because
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not equipped or knowledgeable in dealing with forces like that.
Hmm.
There's
It's
been
not to be played
instances,
with for sure.
yeah, yeah, there's been instances that I've been in the house here and I feel the presence, and it feels, like when you're in silence, you can hear sort of like a ring, a light
Yes.
ring.
My whole life is that way.
When that presence is close, that disappears. All the environment sounds disappear.
Does
It's
it
like a void.
really?
Yeah, the best way I can describe it, it's like a total void. Even like the oxygen gets sucked out. And I say, go away. I don't want you here. And
Hmm.
then everything
Hmm.
comes back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't know what it is that's on the
Mm-mm.
other side, what it pretends to be, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. The pretense, and that's the scary part, and that's what many hauntings start with is the pretense
Mm-hmm.
of being an innocent child. um, I have a little girl here that definitely is a little girl, but you don't know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
um, but okay, so I'm going to put up it is for entertainment purposes only, but we do take it very seriously. I've called in protection. Everyone, if you want to call in your own protection, but we've asked for protection not only for Ramon and I, but for the whole chat and anyone
Yes.
watching this. And
Mm-hmm.
then when we're done, we will call in that protection again and ask Archangel Michael to sever any energetic cords that do not belong to us. So we like to keep all that at arm's length, so to speak. Um, all right. So everybody, if you haven't, grab a deck, grab your blankie. Might get a little spooky here and there, maybe not. And I've investigated some that was all beautiful, beautiful energy. So it's called Tarotnormal, not Terror Normal. So uh, it could be beautiful energy. It could be, hopefully not malevolent. Um, but I think you would definitely sense it if it was malevolent, don't you think? Or at
Yeah.
least your
Mm-hmm.
partner, because being Cancer, like moi.
Mm-hmm.
But as you say too, I that might be a question we might want to ask too. Are they very curious about what you're doing?
Yeah.
Um,
Especially
so
because I noticed that the energy is stronger when I'm handling divination
yeah,
tools. You know,
yeah,
I don't feel it's a negative energy. It's just
right.
an uncomfortable energy because it's one that I don't handle. And like
Right.
I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's pretending to be.
Right.
Let me share another story, which is
Yeah.
what sort of like helped me make the connection. There was one night I I was coming back from home. I was driving.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't the middle of the night after work, and I was on the crossroads right before the cemetery. For me, the cemetery was just like a landmark. I didn't make much of it. Just like a
Right.
church is
Right.
or a park. It was just a cemetery. So I was on the crossroads of the cemetery, and I saw this little creature, this little mammal crossing by, and I was like, I didn't know what it was. And I was like, okay. The second night, at a different time, also at night, right on the same crossroads, I saw the creature again going by. And then that night, I tried to look into what it was because it was an animal that I'd never seen. And it was a
Right.
possum. It was a
Mm.
possum. I've never seen possums around here. It was a possum.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
A
dear.
couple days later, same thing. And crossing on the same crossroad, like what were the odds? Three occasions on the same crossroad, the same creature passed by, a possum again, the same one.
Um,
And I'm telling you that 4 years that I've been here, I've never seen a possum in this neighborhood. I've seen raccoons, other birds, etc., jays, but never a possum. So ignorant me.
what is animal totem spirit
I I
for
I
possum?
stopped. Yeah, I stopped. I looked into it. I'll tell you a little bit more about it
Oh, you
later
did.
too.
Okay. I
So
was just
yeah,
looking it up. Yeah.
yeah. So I stopped in front of the cemetery. I had an apple from lunch that I didn't eat, you know,
Uh huh.
and I left it in front of the cemetery for the possum to eat. And then the next day, my arm was like I couldn't move my arm. So then I sort of like made the connection. Was that a spirit that I was? Maybe the spirit thought that I was making an offering or something, and it had like a bad reaction or energy on me. You know,
It's
that's why
very
I'm always scared about you know what is it that pretends to be and it's not. So
right.
I was looking into it, and it's one of the things that it says that the the possums represent is that seeing a possum cross your path may be a warning to protect yourself against negative energies.
Oh,
Negative energies. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And since then, I'm,
Wow.
I'm much more careful with. I still cross the cemetery because I have to go through by it every day, but
Right.
more careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I've gone to my little one, it's sad because there's so many little, sometimes they're like the shape of a brick, but they're a stone that just says infant or baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I always say, you're not allowed to follow me home. But
Yeah.
maybe one did before I said that one time. This was before I took my spiritual journey and didn't realize I should make sure I say you're not allowed to follow me home. So, all right. Well, let's see. Just a Oracle had a question here. Are you breaking the questions? Okay. Are you breaking the questions up by energy beings? Like reading? Okay. Yes, we're breaking all these questions up. We're going to start with asking the obvious questions. Ask about the energies of the land and the energies of the home itself. And then a couple, very like test questions to get us going. And then Ramon had some questions that I typed up, and I'll be putting all the questions in banners for everybody to see. So, okay. Um, Everybody's also getting their blankies ready because it is blankie time. All right, everybody. So, oop, my first oop. Okay. All right. So my first question is going to be about the land itself, and you know, it seems like a generic question, but it's not always the land.
Mm-hmm.
In the shows I've done, it's not always the land, but we always like to try to find out. So our first question, everybody, get your cards if you haven't gotten them already. Pull some cards and do put in the chat what you've pulled and what you feel about it. So Ramon's house, how when was it built again, Ramon? 24,
1929.
29.
1929. Yeah.
So it's been there a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously the
Almost
land
100
had
years.
well. So
Mm-hmm.
all right. So what are the energies? Ooh. Well, I had a popper.
What did
Did
you
you pull
get?
a card already?
I did.
Okay.
I got the suit of cups. I mean, in this case is the suit of elixirs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
So the energy of the land, how would that resonate with you?
with me, it seems that it's a land. Being uh the suit of cups. Very emotional things could have happened in this area, but it's I take it as it's a positive one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This neighborhood that I live in, I've been blessed that we never have issues with criminality. It's a really safe area, and the experience so far has been good. With the neighbors and the house
Mm-hmm.
itself. This is something that is, you know, it's at a different level, but it's not
Right.
something that's been harmful or anything.
Right. Yeah.
And
Right.
I I was blessed with this house was what I wanted, and
Perfect.
it came at the right time, and this is what I pull, and this is how I feel the the land is.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I pulled the wheel. So yeah, I'll agree with you. It's the land has really good energy. It's where people homesteaded. That's truly their homes, and being way back 1929, it's
Hmm.
old land, and settlers have come, and it's just very good energy. So I love that. So what we're going to do is see what everybody else had pulled, see what their take is. I'm going to put mine aside. Okay, Charity, I pull Ace of Swords. I'm taking that there's some negativity in the very beginning. Um, Hermit, then Aces of Air and Earth. Go ahead, and you guys too, if you have a little explanation of what that means to you, So High Priestess, it's again really, really good energy. Now it's very possible that what's that, a Rumpelstiltskin story? It's very possible that there was some witches on the land, but they had good intentions. They weren't.
It's possible.
Oh,
I'm just sharing it from my experience here at this
hmm,
moment. What it's been so far as a positive one, but
right.
it is possible that there was a moment which there was some type of negativity or
Hmm.
sadness.
Yeah, like I said,
You
is
know.
it doesn't always mean that the land is, there's so much
Mm-hmm.
of this America that had been fought over. But it's nice to know that there's some land that has really good energy.
Yeah, especially here, Philadelphia, which was one of the first cities founded, and a lot of history here.
Okay. All right, we're going to go to the second question. What is the overall energy of this home? So we're going to go into the home. What's the overall energy? Aw.
I got the
I,
Three of
yeah,
Coins,
we had, uh-huh.
which is the Three of Pentacles. Um, Three of Pentacles represents cooperation, collaboration, union of forces, um, and that's how I feel this the environment in this home is. I know my partner for almost 30 years, and we work hard together to be able to achieve our own things, and it's always that different personalities, we're totally different, but at the end, it's everything that we have has been built by the two of us, and that's what I got. At least from my perspective, this is what I got. The Three of Pentacles.
It just would help if I unmute myself. I was clearing my throat. I see beautiful energy. I've got the 10 of Cups here.
Oh,
And
nice.
so definitely a home that has a lot of happy energy throughout, between you and your partner, and pets, maybe a pets.
We do. Two
Yeah, you.
chihuahuas.
Oh, funny. Two chihuahuas, and I have
Two
here two
chihuahuas.
children here, and
Yeah.
two birds. So,
I feed the birds.
so
I have a bird
do
feeder. I love
you?
feeding birds, squirrels. I have a pet
Oh,
squirrel who comes, every day for
oh,
her peanuts.
right.
Yeah,
I used
fish.
to have a chipmunks, and I got them feeding out of my hands literally at one point, but then cats came around, and but
Hmm.
yeah, so beautiful energy for you guys. So let me go to the chat. Yeah, and I could just see like the courtyard garden set type setting. What's Tarot up to? Your wheel can be the change that Ramon and his partner brought to the home and change the energy. Oh, I love that, Misty.
That's a great taking. Yeah,
I
it's a
love that.
great
Yeah,
interpretation.
yeah. All right, Heather got Five of Pentacles. Family may have been poor. So we're talking about the current energy of the home right now. Nancy says there's hidden secrets. Oh, being that house is so old, I have to ask: any hidden doors or hidden? Uh, have you found anything interesting, like unexpectedly?
Mm, e- have we? Oh, one thing
Have you
that I
done any
forgot.
renovating? Go ahead.
Um, no, no, it's the house was in excellent conditions. The thing I forgot to mention was that when we moved into this house, there was a lot of like old there was an old slide in the patio, children's
Uh-huh.
slide.
Oh,
And yeah, you know, a couple of swingers, a little old
uh-huh.
house that was
Oh,
really really old. So definitely there was
wow.
presence of children here. This house, maybe I don't know how it was before the house itself was constructed, but
Right,
it's in a land that has two numbers. So just to give you a number, like 901, 902 is the land of the house.
right, right.
And at one point it was divided into two houses, and it's just one right
Oh,
now. Yeah.
was it like upper
So
level, lower level, or two side by side?
it's side by side. It was weird. It's
Mm-hmm.
weird. You know, it used to have like another entrance. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
So I
but
like
I
that.
yeah, forgot to mention that. Yeah, there
Yeah.
used to be a lot of like old children toys and things
Oh,
hidden in the patio. We redid the whole patio,
uh-huh.
but when they were digging to construct the shed that we constructed, they found a lot of old toys, very
Oh,
vintage toys
ooh.
buried.
Did you keep
Yeah,
any?
I did.
Oh, okay. This is
Yeah.
getting interesting.
Hmm.
All right. Okay, so going on a little bit more, Heather then got the lover's card, and then Nancy got King of Swords, strong masculine energy. Misty pulled the hangman, overall energy, calm and peaceful reflection. I sense a lot of conversation helps in this home and
Yes.
some deep
Hmm.
think, deep thinking. All
Yes,
right.
definitely. You know, this is my sanctuary when I'm not at work.
Yeah.
I wish I could work from home because I'm a home man. You know, I like to stay home,
Yeah.
um, enjoy my time here, and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And you're not a Cancer?
My
It's
partner's a
just
Cancer.
yeah.
I'm a Gemini.
You're
My
Gemini.
partner's a
Oh,
Cancer. Yeah.
close enough.
Yeah, close.
Um, okay, Miss Moonlight. I'm going to tell you what I got. It's Eight of Swords, Chariot, Three of Swords, and Ten of Pentacles. I got the energy feels obligated, and there
Hmm.
is but there's movement. Very interesting. So, hey Courtney. Courtney popped in. Courtney, grab a deck if you have one. We're investigating Ramon's 1929 house. Um, Heather went and got her haunted house, Terror the Haunted House. Harley says, what's Harley say? I feel there are two ghosts, each from different periods, one adult, one child. That's very intuitive because
Mm-hmm.
that's how Ramon feels.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah. So having those children's toys unearthed is like, yeah, you've opened up a little time capsule. Um, so,
With
oh, Majestic Oracle is using astrology cards. So Jupiter for abundance, the fourth house is home, and invitation to look into the south node, which would be the path. Wow.
mm,
Okay, so
it's
this
really
is new.
nice.
We have not used astrology in an investigation before. So, um, all right. So, oh yeah. So, were the toys seem like Victorian times? Um, I imagine you think of around the 30s. When were
Um,
Victorian
t-
times?
like it's more like the 40s, 50s.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is here.
Hi, Jackie.
Jackie, grab a deck. Okay, we got some wonderful things here. I'm gonna go. Uh, yeah, we've had people work with their clairvoyance. So Scott's here. Hey, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
All right. What the Fae? Oop, that didn't work. But he's saying hi to Vivian. What the Fae? We are investigating. All right. Are we ready for question 3?
Let's do it.
These, like I said, these are just like get the feel of things kind of questions, and then we'll be going into questions that Ramon has, and which will probably unearth more questions. All right, so I'm going to skip this question. This is usually if there's malevolent energy, we'll ask what's the dominant energy. But okay, so let's say the energies that you feel. Um, I'm going to pull that question away. Let's start with you. You feel a child's energy.
Hmm.
Let's start with the child. Why is the child's energy here? So let's ask, why is the child's energy here? And as we go on, we can, if you feel the need to, pull more than one card. Interesting.
So I pulled the star, which is really interesting. And
Wow.
the star is hope, inspiration, miracles, faith, spiritual guidance. Um, yeah, so far the cards have been positive.
Mm-hmm.
So why is the child here?
Yeah.
Could there be
Yeah.
a spiritual purpose behind it? It's is it possible it's just to make me aware of how tangible the spiritual world is. Because the way I work with divination tools and tarot, I try to tap into energies,
Right. Right.
and spirit guides. You know, is it a possibility that the
Mm-hmm.
manifestations, because it happens too when I'm handling divination tools.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, is there a possibility that the presence wants to help in with spiritual guidance? It's a possibility. So I
Yeah.
pulled a star. You know.
Perfect. Well, I had a few. Two came out, and then I needed one more. So now this is a point where I'm not going to look at what the suit is and more on the image. So it's just I feel like this person misses is looking for possibly the mother, and you
Mm.
see a pregnant woman there. Um, we might ask another question. Just is this child was this child the unborn child in the pregnant woman? We can ask that kind of thing too.
Which I
But
thought too.
yeah,
I've asked myself that. Yeah,
okay,
because I've
we
seen
can
the
ask
pregnant woman a couple times. And then the
okay.
child, I never seen the child. I always hear it.
Just hear the child.
I
Okay.
just hear the stompings, the laughs every now and then, but the
Yeah,
stomping more than anything.
yeah.
And it's when I'm handling divination tools.
Right, right.
Yeah. And
Well, the
not
one
only
thing
me,
I
my
will
partner
say,
too. My
yeah,
partner has heard it too. And he
yeah. So
doesn't know
it's just
what it
not
is.
you, right?
Yeah.
Well, definitely, I feel like this was his home, his or her. We can ask about that too if we want to. The swing, look at that. There's the
Mm-hmm. The
swing.
swing. And my
So,
patio used to have a swing.
yeah, so there's
Mm.
that swing that you saw in, yeah. And it's quite possible the child, maybe it's two children, brother, sister.
Mm.
But it also could be the parent, the mother, like to swing with the child as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that really interesting. Let's go see what the yeah, let's go see
Mm-hmm.
what the
No pun
chat is
intended.
saying. So Heather pulled the devil, strength, and six of cups, but didn't clarify what that might mean. Then let's see. Okay, so the six of cups, child and older woman, Possible. What's this say? Sorry, it's hard to shuffle, read, and tune into psychic medium all at once. Yeah, that's the challenge here. Okay, so Harley says, I feel the child has a corner where it likes to play, but the adult feels it's his corner. Interesting. Miss Moonlight. So that Five of Cups energy would, I think, go along with my image here of child missing someone. So, hey, Bora Bora. Welcome. Grab a deck if you want to help us investigate Ramon's home. Nancy's got the Two of Cups. Card has a woman that looks heartbroken, and she has arranged flowers. Okay. Now I can't help but to wonder if this child, I feel like there's two. Was one a stillborn? I wonder. Okay, so perhaps the child lost his mother and is waiting for her to come get him. That's very possible. So, okay, Tarot D. Two jumpers, Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands. The child is a very loving, caring, fun spirit, just like Ms. D. I'm getting a child who might have neurodivergent or down. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. We could be here all night if we keep this up. Let's go on to the next question. Courtney, was it Courtney? Felt twins. Courtney wonders if mother died during childbirth. Okay, let's go to the next question because we have Ramon's question. So we didn't ask about the pregnant woman's energy. So let's ask about the pregnant woman. You have seen her like from the peripheral vision or just a shadow?
No, at first with the corner of the eye, I used to see shadows, but until recently, about a month ago, and a couple times before that, in the living room area,
Right.
Going towards downstairs, going up the stairs. So she's been in different areas of the house, but always the same. It's always the figure that it's a silhouette, and you can see, how pregnant she is, and she seems to have what it could be like a Victorian hat, which is interesting. I'll mention it. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Why is the energy here?
Because if I look back at this image, you could probably perceive this as a pregnant woman, the way the dress is out, Victorian. All right, why is she here? What'd you get?
I got the Empress.
Oh, me too.
Did you?
I did.
Wow. And the Empress is a card about nurture. It's an indicator of pregnancy. It's a very motherly, feminine energy.
Very much. Yeah.
Why is the energy here? It could be that it's a maternal energy.
Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah. So maybe you have, okay, so there's several children in this card, and you've heard children laughing, not just one, correct?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And so why is she here? It was interesting because I got the Hermit card. And so I can't help but
Maybe
to wonder if the husband passed away.
maybe
And
maybe she departed without being able to, I don't know, being able to raise her kid. Maybe she lost a kid. Maybe it's a, you know, not being able to fulfill that maternal desire, that, being able to be a mother, being
mhm,
able to fulfill her wishes, that
okay,
abundance that comes with motherhood,
right, right.
So, but
Um,
definitely it's the Empress. Interesting.
I got a third card. This is where I start pulling a few more cards, but this the energy of this fool, this particular fool, being out in the garden playing some music. It's very like six. This isn't Six of Cups. It's a fool, but it's very Six of Cups energy is why she's here. She loved her garden and she loved her home and she loved her children. So it's just she's there just because nostalgic reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do a couple people. And how late are you able to be on, Ramon?
All night long.
Okay. All right. Loving it. Okay, so Nancy pulled Wheel of Fortune, image of the wow, pregnant woman in a ghost
Looking for
state walking
water.
through water child with the child home. Wow,
That's so interesting.
that was very interesting. Okay. So let's see. Mother making sure Ramon and his partner are taking care of her house that she loved so much. Um, all right. Charity with the Five of Wands. She may have had challenges and strived through. Back in those days, pregnancies weren't like they are today. It's like, oh my God, they had to have them. They didn't have the option of taking
No,
cesarean.
it was a life
Um,
sentence in some periods of history.
yeah,
A death sentence. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
women would
Um,
prepare, their wills, or get their affairs in order before giving birth, because there's
right.
a high possibility of death.
Yeah. She died while pregnant from yellow fever, and the child did not survive either.
Hmm.
Very interesting, Carolyn. Wow. So Carolyn is of the Carolyn Peter
Hmm.
duo. Which Carolyn, I would love to have you on sometime if you'd like to share some stories.
Let me show you this. I just shuffle an oracle and pull a card, and I
Uh
got
huh.
this.
Uh-huh. Oh wow!
It's called Beginning, and it's a pregnant.
No,
Wow.
you can't make this up. We don't
I
pick
know.
these cards; they just come
No, and I
out.
just I just felt like pulling from the oracle, you
Oh
know.
my
Also
god!
also from Claire Goodchild,
Right, right.
and got this. Wow,
That is
it's
fascinating. That is so because back then too, that anatomy was learning the anatomy was fairly new,
mm-hmm.
and it's quite possible that if she died while pregnant or trying to give birth, that they actually used her body as a learning tool.
Which I'm not surprised here in Philadelphia. The first university in the nation was here in Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania. And there's a place called the Muter Museum, which belonged to
Yes.
a doctor, a physicist,
Oh my gosh.
and there's
Is that?
bodies, and
Yeah.
it's an anatomical museum, which with
That's
real
cool.
human specimens.
Yeah,
So
that I've never been to it, but I've seen images, and it's an
it's
artistic
really
thing as
interesting.
well.
It
Very,
is. Yeah.
very interesting. Um, Heather pulled three times. She shuffled and got the Magician, which is the butler in this deck. So it still feels like she passed and the child was looked after by the father. Um, okay. So Courtney is going kind of what I mentioned earlier. Was it
Hmm.
stillborn? Um, okay. So, all right. All right. Let's get, I think we are, um, we can ask this later about their intentions, or you want to ask about their intentions right now?
Yeah, that's how I said.
Okay. Oh, my thing just went haunted. It started moving on its own. Like, stop. Oh
We're
my god.
tapping into something.
Oh my god. There we go. All right. Okay. So, do we want
Intentions.
intentions of child first and then the mother?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll pull two cards.
I mean, for the child, they may not have intentions, and it could be the same kind of answer. Uh, okay. I want to ask, what are the child's intentions for to be around Ramon? Wow. This card literally went flying, and it's the Three of Cups. He loves your energy, and probably
Hmm.
your partners too. Um, that's this. I mean, this card literally went flying out of my deck. I'm gonna take it.
I got the two of pentacles. In this case, is the two of coins, and
Uh-huh.
it's two hearts.
Oh,
Um, yeah, two of
you
pentacles.
and your partner.
It possibly, yeah. That's what I thought. But it's also, the Rider Waite. It's a card of balance, um, of bringing
Mm-hmm.
things into a level. The intentions could be, some type of resolution
Yeah.
from being able to bring them, being able to bring closure to their situation.
Wow.
Pentacles are the material world. It's the
Mm-hmm.
manifestation
Mm-hmm.
from the spiritual into the material. So there's a
Right.
possibility that the intentions, two also, two two spirits, two hearts, you know,
Wow. I
being able
love
to
that.
bring, yeah, balance into a resolution, closure to it.
To child and mom.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to Miss Moonlight. Got the Queen of Cups and Page of Cups. I get there's a strong emotional
Hmm.
attachment. I'm using the Aquarian tarot, antiquarian, excuse me,
Antiquated.
tarot. Queen is an old photo that says York, Pennsylvania.
Look at that. PA.
Probably a young girl.
I live
I
in
think,
Pennsylvania.
wow. Jimmy, oh my gosh. That's fascinating. Okay. All right. Nancy got the lovers. So I'm telling you, he loves
Mm.
your guys' energies. For sure. Tarot D, child's intention, Ace of Sword, wants to communicate more. Perhaps sit on the floor with the toys and just begin to talk, which
Mm.
is fun, but Ramon doesn't want
Scary
to
too.
interact.
Scary too. I respect their presence, their energy,
Uh-huh.
but it's if what they're looking is to bring closure and resolution to the situation, I think that's
Yeah,
something that they should sort it out in the spiritual world,
right, right,
and on their dimension. Like I said, I'm not scared of them, or it
yeah,
doesn't feel like a malevolent energy,
right,
and
right.
not only that, I see it at it's another dimension that overlaps sometimes
Oh,
with
yeah, I
mine
should say
with
that.
this one.
Thin
Yeah.
veil. Oops. Oh,
And yep, and I just give them their space. I respect it, but and like I
um,
said, I feel it more when I'm, handling divination tools. That's
yeah,
I hear the
yeah.
manifestation. Do you want to hear something else?
Sure.
When I was writing you the email
Uh huh.
explaining you the situation, I was reading it back to myself loudly to, to make sure it was making sense. Right after that, I started feeling a lot of presence in the house. The sounds of running, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's,
is neat. One
yeah.
person we were investigating there, we might have to do a part two of this, home in Arizona. When she was reading what I was feeling, um, she said the presence was reading with her,
Mm-hmm.
and and made it known that she liked the connection I made with jaguar energy. I felt
Mm.
jaguar energy, mountain lion energy, something like that. And she was really happy that I had made this connection, she said. So I guess they watch us. So there you go. When
Mm-hmm.
you're
They do.
your divination,
Mm-hmm.
they're watching. Um,
Definitely. Would you
so
excuse me a
definitely,
second? I had
yeah,
too much tea. I'll be back.
sure.
All right.
I'll go ahead and read others.
All right.
We'll keep them entertained.
Mhm.
Um, so Majestic Oracle got transform vitality and rest after labor. I think they want to help guiding them to the light. They want Ramon's help guiding them into the light. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna write that down and let him know. Um, that might be when he gets out his divination tools. They're like, my pencil, light. That's wonderful. Definitely curious about Ramon and his partner. Heather got the Fool, which is the child, playful and temperance. The energy does need to learn how to balance the energies in the house. Um, yeah, Miss Janine. We're all soothed by Ramon, so that makes sense. Um,
I'm back.
so Ramon, who said it? Who said it? I think it was um, that maybe since you're doing your divination, they probably think you do have a connection with the spirit world,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they think that you can help them go to the light. Um, I was that. Uh,
That's interesting.
oh, gosh, who said that? I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, it was Courtney. Here we go. Sorry. Um, no, it wasn't Courtney. I'm so sorry. Um, anyways, that was a suggestion. Positive energy. Okay, so Courtney says, I feel like Raven and Bald Eagle around Ramon's house and property. So do you see, what kind of birds do you see?
Yes, yes, I do. It's there's, and I was telling my partner this today. Ravens, I lately I've been seeing a lot, and I was telling my partner today, because there's this squirrel that for the last 2 years I've been feeding, and this season I haven't seen it.
Oh,
So we're talking about
oh,
how lately I've been seeing a eagle right around the corner. There's this big
uh-huh.
post, light post, and I've been seeing an eagle right on that post recently.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
ravens, yeah,
fascinating.
definitely. Hmm.
Wow. And you know, ravens are messengers. Um, Nancy says the pendulum says they love the sound of your voice, Ramon. We all love the sound of your voice, Ramon.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss D says, Ramon, it seems like you have opened up a stronger gift than you wanted, and it's going to be something that you can't just that you can just give space to. They will now want to engage with you. Um, so that's a decision that you're gonna when you find out more after we're finished.
Hmm.
Um, it could be just information we've given you to just better
To reflect.
understand,
Mm-hmm.
reflect, and
Yeah.
then do you want to help them move on, or do you just want to enjoy their presence?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a hard thing because my little girl energy that I have here, um, she should move on. Um, and maybe she did because it's been a while since I've heard her or seen her. And so, but it was also fun to have her here. But you don't want to keep them there for your entertainment.
Mm-hmm. No, no.
Um, okay, I said that one. Okay, let
It's
us
which
know.
was that was one of the questions that I had. It's are they part are those energies part of this house, of this land, or are they in transit? Because I have a cemetery close by, so I didn't know if I picked up those presents as
Right.
they were just going around, or
Okay.
but I don't know. After our conversation here and going through the cards, I feel that they are part of. They're attached to this house or the
Hmm,
land
hmm.
itself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can start with the questions you have, unless you want to share another little story real quick. Um,
Um, yeah, well, that was one of the questions. If
yeah.
these presents are part of the history of the house, or they're just entities
Yeah.
in transition, transitory entities coming from the cemetery close by. Let's see.
There it goes.
Let's see.
Okay, so are the shadows part of the history of this place or transitory entities coming from the cemetery? All right, we need more than one card on that one.
Yeah, I feel we do.
Yeah, so
Hmm. So this is really interesting. I pulled both the five of rods. This will be the five of wands. Five of wands, which represents some level of conflict, and the six of swords, which is transition, moving forward, leaving the past behind. So I don't know. Like I said, I feel that they're part of the energy of this house,
mhm.
but there's a conflict in terms of their transition. Six of Swords. It's moving away from the past, and it in the Rider Waite, it's the image of the woman with the child too. I mean, what we assume to be a woman. It
Mhm.
says it's a shrouded
Yeah, it could be a
figure.
pregnant man. We don't know. No, just
We don't
kidding.
know. you know and even in spite that it's swords, which deals with uh the mental level, logic, they're transitioning over water, so there's an emotional element also involved in that. you know
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always reference to the Rider Waite because that's the
It's the core.
yeah, it's the core. It's the first tarot deck that I handle, and by default always refer to that. But I think that's like I feel they're part of the house, but they are in a conflictive situation, being able to move past things that happen behind and transition to a peaceful place. Maybe they're trapped in some level here. I don't know.
Well, I just um got this image of the I'm trying to bring up chat
I'm
back.
gonna.
Hang on. That the one image of the several children, I feel like I I feel like she's lost more than one child during birth. Okay. And I just got my little, what I call my confirmation tingles. And maybe, and she gave birth in the house. So that's maybe why she's there. What
It's
draws her there.
possible. I pulled two cards from the oracle,
Oh,
and I I pulled anger and creation.
wow.
These two.
Wow.
So there's definitely there has to be some element of, unfulfilled, some pain in the process of pregnancy. That's how I take this card, creation.
Yeah.
You know, the
Wow.
bringing a child to life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how
Wow. Yeah. All right. So when I pulled the energy of the shadows part of the home, I got the Ace of Cups. So I mean, it was a happy home for sure. Um, so I got also the Two of Wands. Okay, so part of this home for me, Ramon, I've always gotten the energy of a portal whenever I get the Two of Wands. So you talking about transitory and stuff. Um, I believe, she might come and go, that she's not stuck there.
hmm
But look how this person's contemplating. She maybe returns to like you said, there's unfinished energy for her, and
hmm
maybe she's comes back just to look for answers. And then I asked about the cemetery close by, and I'm laughing because I have this jolly gentleman that might be one of your visitors.
Mm.
Um, and he's definitely one who enjoyed the liquid. He enjoyed his drink, but he was a jolly drunk, And then I got, funny enough, the world card. So
hmm.
for me, that's going to be again kind of like you might actually have a vortex or a portal. And I might recommend you using some divination rods if you're interested in knowing.
hmm
Because you can close this portal if there is one, but I see like right behind you, it kind of looks like a vortex.
Oh, there's my mandala.
So, but I, okay, so definitely something with this cemetery, because in this image, these people, like the children, are going to heaven. Ramon, look at this.
hmm
These are all
It's
children.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
So these are all children. How interesting. So there may be children buried at that cemetery that is just drawn to you and your partner's energy, and they love that home. So let's see what the chat has been. Okay, so we have Heather got the Empress and Page of Wands, which is child youth energy. The third card is Three of Cups, but there's a woman floating in the water under the surface. Ramon mentioned water nearby. That's an interesting take. And then Nancy got the Star. In the image, there's three souls in flight and a moon in the background. Second card was the moon. Picture a long, winding path. Oh, I love that. I'd like to see that. Ms. D got Wheel of Fortune, and then three of Prince. Is that three of Prince? Three of Pentacles? No, three. Oh, Three of Pentacles reversed. So she feels three children have passed away, but not all died in the home. One child and mother for sure. The other children in a hospital from sickness. Yeah, back then there is a lot. She feels she's looking for her other children as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we have All right. Do you want to go to is the pregnant woman related to the child, or wait, to the sound of the child?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is a pregnant woman figure related to the sound of the child? I'm curious. Are you keeping your cards out, or do you reshuffle them back into the deck?
I'm shuffling them back. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
So, is it related to the child? I pulled a card and I didn't have. I just wanted to have more clarity, so I pulled two more
Uh-huh.
oracle cards. And the first, the card that I pulled from the tarot was, it says here, Nine of Blades, which will be the Nine of Swords.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a card, as we know, of anxiety, uh, worry. So I wasn't too clear about this, and
Yeah.
and I pulled these two, and it says life and ending.
Oh,
So I do believe, based on the anxiety and life ending. So there is a possibility. I do believe that the woman was related to the child, the loss of a child.
yeah.
Like we've been talking about
Mm-hmm.
throughout the show.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
wow,
Um,
wow.
yeah. So the
I'm just in
cards I
shock.
pulled, I'm just like, yeah. I felt like I answered that question earlier with that one figure with many children. I got the star and I got the two of coins too. So,
I got those cards earlier.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, she's, yeah. I'm gonna just say yes off the cards I got earlier and just healing. Okay, your home has healing energy that she is drawn to, and it is there where she can find some sense of balance, um, perhaps. Um, I know this isn't temperance, but it made me think of temperance, one foot in
Hmm.
each world, you know. So it draws her little. I think maybe the little pitter patter she's hearing is drawing her in.
Well, if you think about it too, there's a lot of spiritual practices. When they're doing whatever rituals they're doing, they use a glass of water, some
Oh,
type.
yeah.
Water is related because it is considered a portal
Mm-hmm,
between the
mm-hmm.
spiritual world and the physical.
Right.
So,
Right. Um, and this star card also has water in it.
hmm,
So I know, yeah, because even when you're doing Reiki, it's good to have a bowl of water there to catch that negative.
exactly.
So it's
Hmm.
cleansing and healing. All right, so let me go see
Wow.
what chat's doing here. Um,
Nine
yeah,
of
that's what
Swords.
I was
Nancy.
thinking, Ms. D. She's had more than one loss. Um, all
Nancy
right,
says she got the Nine of Swords too.
wow. It got complicated. Self worth, wishing through prayer. There might be
Jackie
some
got the
guilt.
Five of Wands.
Five of Wands. Wow. Um, yeah, a lot of difficult. It was a happy home, but a lot of sadness happened. Um, okay, so well, Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Welcome. She had a comment that Look within you and your partner. Not sure if you're wanting a child. The veil is thin, is allowing you to see the past or the future.
Hmm. I'm okay
Hmm.
without a child. My two
Yeah.
chihuahuas are my child,
Yeah, right.
my kids. Yeah.
So Carolyn says 2 children are hers. One died in a carriage accident
Hmm.
and can't find his mother and attached to the lady. I did have that notion earlier on where he was attached to this lady because he reminded. I say he. I don't know. It could be. We haven't even just. That might be a question we want to ask. Is it a male or female? But gosh, so majestic Oriole or
I always
Orioles.
envision it. Yeah, I always envision it as a male toddler, a boy.
Right,
You
right.
know, like the
And I
one you
keep
had on
saying
the
he.
thumbnail. Hmm.
All right. Wounded healer, definitely. Nancy again, 5 of Wands, Temperance. We have 9 of Swords. Um, yeah. So great question. We haven't even addressed this. Do your dogs? How are they? I mean, do they look off into the corner like or wag their tail out of nowhere?
Yeah, one of them, my long hair Chihuahua. She's the my both my dogs had different personalities. My long hair Chihuahua, Mona, she's like a human. I don't know. She's really smart. It's amazing. And I've seen her sometimes barking at the corner, barking out of nowhere to nothing. You know,
Okay.
I,
So
I, I
yeah.
do. I didn't consider that, because sometimes dogs listen to,
Yeah.
they can hear other frequencies
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
react to it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I do can tell you that many years ago when she was younger, my partner and I put up. It was Halloween too. It was close to Halloween. We put up we put up a banner for a party, and there was a figure that was a shadow, and it was the silhouette or sort of like a ghost, but it was a dark shadow, and she started barking at it. She recognized that strange shape as, some an entity or something.
Yeah.
It was like all the time barking at it. We had to take it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Um, Heather had to leave. Oh, darn.
Mm.
Heather, supposed to help out here. Um, okay, so we have, okay. Um, so we don't have to ask this question because we've pretty much
We
established.
established that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now you had asked, are they trying to establish contact or they just happen to pick up on the manifestations?
Hmm. Yep.
So,
Let's see.
okay. But I still feel like we need to separate. Let's do the child. Is the child trying to establish? And then we'll do the pregnant mother.
I went to grab the tarot deck, and I grabbed the oracle, so I just
Uh-huh.
went with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I pulled 2 cards, and the 2 cards are love and hope.
Oh,
So we're talking about the child, right? So
yeah.
it
Talk
could be
about child.
some hope of being able to reconnect with her mother, the loved one who, you know, both cards are, I mean, they're clear right there. Love and
Mm-hmm.
hope.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay, so first I pulled the King of Cups, which tells me yes, he was trying to establish contact with you. Because like you said, when you're using your divination tools, it not, well, they say every time we use these tools, it does open up a portal. So I feel like he is trying to get your attention, but then look at this image.
Oh wow. Wow.
So you could very well remind him of his father.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Interesting. Wow.
yeah. And he's definitely connecting with this man right here. And wow.
It's when I use my divination tools, there's people who use it for, psychological insight, others use it for spiritual reason. I do it both, but it's rare for psychological reasons. I use it for spiritual ones, to tap into divinity, spirituality, and maybe they were able to pick on that and
Mm-hmm.
see that as an opportunity
Exactly.
for
Exactly.
connection, for
Yeah.
resolution.
All right. You want to ask about the mother then?
Yeah, let's ask that.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go with the tarot deck. So I pulled two cards, and one of them is, it says the Eight Blades, which is really the Eight of Swords, and this is restriction, limitations, feeling trapped. And in the Rider Waite, it's a woman that it's bound, right?
Right.
And I pull the Fool
Hmm.
also. So it's a contrast between both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe she is feeling trapped into those feelings, those experiences. And again, this card, if you remember the Rider Waite, it's the woman. She's blindfolded. She's
Yeah.
trapped around
Yeah.
the swords, but also on the bottom there is water. So again, there's that element of
Right.
the
The
mental element
emotional. Hmm.
and emotional.
Right.
And maybe she is feeling trapped, and what she wants is liberation, freedom from maybe that pain, that those
Hmm.
experiences, and being able to move on. What
Yeah.
I'm getting at through the cards here is that there is a sense of being stuck into maybe the experiences, the pain, and what they want is being able to move on into closure.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
What did everyone else get? What
Yeah.
did you get?
Yeah. Well, interesting image.
The lamb.
It's this person rescued the lamb from the lion. So
The lamb is a symbol of childhood, of innocence.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's this
So
spirit trying to rescue, trying to.
maybe it's very likely that maybe she is there to try to help the child transition.
Mm-hmm.
Is a thought for entertainment
Yeah, it's
purposes
possible.
only. Um, she doesn't want that child to live in torment. I did pull also the King of Wands, so I'm not sure if I don't think I want to go where I'm thoughting. Let's see what everybody else has. Um, well, no, okay, no, I know what this was saying to me. Okay, so King of Wands, he's that. When I'm thinking of wands is fire, and I'm thinking of you. You are that light that uh, may attract her in. Um, that I still feel maybe she thinks you can help free the child. It's just a thought. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a thought.
That's a good connection. Hmm.
Wow.
That's an
Okay, what
interesting
everybody else
thought.
says. Little tingles on that one. All right, let's go up. And isn't this fascinating? Let's pause there. How are you? How are you feeling about all this?
I love it. I'm actually impressed at, the synchronicity of answers, and I love it. I love the experience. It's been positive so far, and it has helped me bring clarification on, on these energies and these
Right.
manifestations that are coming. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, sharing this with people in the chat too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think it's been healing, and I don't know. I just feel like the presence around me right
Hmm.
now is
Hmm.
really positive. There's
Yeah.
a beautiful
Yeah.
energy that I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. And me too, because I'm like getting these tingles mostly on my right side, which is usually my guides, I feel, but then I'm also getting a little bit in here. So it's like I'm almost like feeling like I can feel their
Hmm.
presence as well.
Yeah.
Um, then Miss Tara D says she thinks the ghost scared Heather away. Oh, yeah, I was surprised she had to go. So, okay, so they feel that they're part of the family, Carolyn says. Um, Jackie says, Two of Swords very well could be a hard decision for them because they love your and your partner's energy and the energy you have put into that home, and but yet they need to go at the same time. So I bet they are conflicted on, should I stay or should I go now?
Hmm. And again, that's interesting. Two of Swords. Again, that repetition of the swords and water. The Two of Swords, if you remember, it's the blindfolded woman with the two swords, but
With the
there is
water in
water
the back.
behind her.
Right,
And you had
right.
the moon, which is a symbol of femininity, intuition.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
very
Nancy got
interesting.
child as the sun, and the mother is the nine of ups. All right, I'm not going to let you live that one down, Nancy. The nine of ups. Um, oh, I love that. Let's see, what is it?
Nine of
Yes,
Cups.
Ramon, you have opened up a very strong new gift of yours, and you can't just clamp it down anymore. So, oh, sorry, my chat. Oh, I'm glad you can't see my what I'm doing with the chat. It just goes. It has a mind of its own. Um,
Yeah.
so with, and I'm going to agree with Ms. D because I feel this is how my mediumship happened. It was just through tarot, and then I love artwork and these images. Just some pop out. I could see the same card forever and ever, and all of a sudden one day a different image pops out that I hadn't noticed before. That was just right there, and I don't know if you've heard my story. I was playing with my cards one day. My younger son, who was in high school at the time, came home and he looked very sad. And I asked what happened. And my older son has autism. And so my younger son volunteers in special needs classes. And he came in and said one of the special needs children passed away unexpectedly last night.
Mm.
And out of nowhere, I'm like, does she have blonde hair and dark rimmed glasses? And he says, yes, it was. And he said her name, Amber. Um, so I thought, let's pull cards so maybe you can give a message for everybody, something of comfort, but don't tell them where you got it.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I think she has a message, and I started getting emotional, and oh my god, I just cried through the entire reading. It was so emotional and on point, and just it was just amazing. And so I feel like something like that might be happening with you, is it's opening a portal within you getting in touch with the tarot and oracle, and your messages are going deeper and deeper if you haven't noticed
Hmm.
this for yourself as
Yeah.
well. And that mediumship in you is blossoming. That's what I think Miss D is saying.
Yeah, and I can see that. I come from a household. My dad is really religious, and I was raised in the Pentecostal church, which is a Protestant denomination. And
Mm,
so I've always been in touch with the spiritual side. When I was
right,
20,
right.
parted ways with the church, and I want nothing to do with it. But during the time with in church, I was a big believer, but I was always in connection with the spiritual side. And one thing that I had during the time, which I used to think was the gift of prophecy,
Hmm.
I was able to talk to people and explain their problems and their situations, and walk them through. you know, and I forgot about all that. It wasn't
Yeah.
until talking now
Yeah.
about this that kind of like recalled. And
People are
I have,
drawn to your light.
yeah, I have this thing that sometimes like it comes to my mind things that are gonna happen. Like I'm at work, and nowhere, out of nowhere, I'm saying this person's gonna call out today, and they 5 minutes later they call. I'm
Right.
not gonna be able to
Right.
come in, or I'm thinking I have this connection with. I think about my partner or my mom, and right at that moment they call me.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Your
there might be
gifts are
something there.
awakening. Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness. Um. All right. So let's see. What other? You still good? Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
All
good.
right. Cool. Okay. So we have gone through most of your questions. Um. Okay. With the exception of you picking up on the discomfort feeling. So
Do
what
you?
feeling? Oh my God, you
I think
froze.
I
I
froze.
froze.
Maybe.
Somebody froze.
Yeah. I think I froze. Maybe. I don't know. I see you froze. Do you hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
Okay. I
Okay.
do. Yeah.
All right. Am I frozen? To me, you're
It's
frozen.
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
reset my signal, and I'll
Okay.
log back in. Okay.
Okay. And with that, I would just want to thank everybody for coming tonight and helping us with this investigation. I'm enjoying it, and I hope you all are enjoying it as well. I love your feedback in the chats. I love the cards you're pulling, the interaction, and um, and I'm just happy to get Paranormal Investigation going again. So let me take away this, and I can still put this here. So even though this is for entertainment purposes only, it's amazing how synchronicity happens with everybody's cards that are being pulled right now, throughout this hour, 2 hours almost. um, I just it's almost uncanny when we're asking a certain question and that card. I'm going to go back to Ramon's card that looked the anatomy of the woman and the unborn child inside. When we're discussing, did she have a miscarriage or stillbirth? So it's just incredibly fascinating how divination can play such a synchronistic role within this. We have a name. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Let me get back to the comments over here. Um, Carolyn. My pendulum confirmed her name is Clara. Wow. But we'll go. Ramon's trying to revamp his connection here, so I'm going to go through the chat. It is fascinating, lots of fun, and majestic. Oh wait, it's all right. Chat's jumping when I'm trying to hit the person. It's the switch in energy that froze him. Yeah, he had trouble getting on. That's why we were a little bit late. And that happens every once in a while. That energy really uh, can mess with our electronics. So, and I see Jen had to go. I love that she came. She is in Australia, and love it when she pops in. It's been a while since we chatted, so we'll have to chat again. Ms. D says, no, she doesn't says. Miss D says, I'm wondering if the Two Swords and the Eight of Swords are more reflective of Ramon's current moment of whether to work with spirits or not. Very good. There you go. Let me add them back in. Okay, so perfect timing, because Miss Dara was wondering, Miss Darity was wondering, Two of Swords, Eight of Swords, are they more of a reflection on you not sure if you want to work with the spirits or not?
That's a possibility. That is true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fascinating. So
yeah, because I've been getting that card a lot, and you know, maybe it is that conflict, you know, that the mental, you know, I shouldn't do this, and or versus the emotional, you know, so it's the conflict is right there, you know, with the figure with blindfolded, you know, don't look with your eyes, tap into the mental, the spiritual world, you know, the ethereal. So that's a good take. That's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's a calling you didn't know you had, and they're calling you. And maybe that's why they're being more and more, because hasn't the activity picked up a little bit over the last few months?
Yeah, especially the last few days too, that we've been talking about this topic. You know, it's like I mentioned that I was writing the email and I was reading it back to myself to make sure, you know, it sounded right. And the activity level that day and since has been, I noticed more of it.
Well, a good word of advice is I never do it alone.
Yeah.
So, and of course I do them live. I have done it with a person, connecting with a loved one, but I wouldn't trust the energies. There's so much negative and evil energies in here. I often ask that they do not recognize my light. So stay away. So I wouldn't do it alone. I wouldn't try to connect with spirits alone, especially using tools.
Yeah, it's something that I feel I need to educate myself more about, because you know, I don't have experience in dealing with forces like that. You know, I can feel them, I can recognize them, but you know, handling that energy is something that, you know, I don't have experience with, and it's something that if I decide to go through that route, it'll be at a point when, you know, I feel prepared. I'm in a safe place emotionally, mentally, with having someone working with me. My best friend, he's really into divination, the spiritual world. Also, I know him since high school.
Oh,
so he's the first person I thought.
Yeah.
And, so it's gonna be an ongoing process. So who knows down the road? I don't have any plans moving from here. So
right.
they'll be around most likely.
It'll happen naturally. It'll what's the word I'm wanting to say?
Organically, it'll turn.
And in the right timing as it happens. And you know, to always make sure you're grounded and protected. And I also place crystal grids around my home of protection, certain crystals of protection around my home. One interesting thing happened one time is I had been told that someone was blocking my crown chakra. And I thought, why would they do that? And well, like in your position, my position, I'm a, let's just say I'm not a witch, but let's just say a baby witch. I'm just starting my journey through the mediumship. But when I was talking to somebody about it, I all of a sudden envisioned, because I don't want to ever be complacent, but I try my best to have my home protected at all times. But I had this image. I have trees nearby, oh, I'm surrounded by trees, but I imagined this shadowy winged image um, that is being kept at bay. And the friend I was talking to, she did something, and all of a sudden an image popped up on her in her feed, and it was like a demon-like image on a roof of a house.
Hmm.
And for me, that was just confirmation that okay, don't open up all at once because they you don't know what's out there waiting in the
Hmm.
shadows. But Miss Hershey, uh, is a good person to begin learning with when working with spirits.
Hmm.
Nancy, hello, Nancy pulled a card on your energy, Ramon. She got the Knight of Pentacles. Trust your instincts and do the right thing regardless of potential setbacks. Be loyal and dependable. Be steadfast.
Hmm. That's interesting, because the Knight of Pentacles, if you see, all the knights in tarot, they're all in motion, but the Knight of Pentacles is the only one that he's sort of like, kind of like grounded. For like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not in motion. He's like more thinking about the next step. You know?
Practicality and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Deanne Shield Maiden sells personalized protection oils. They're very powerful and work. So somebody must be buying. Purchase responsibly. um, okay, so let's see. Um, oh yeah, before you froze, we were uh, explain what you were feeling when you wrote this.
Do I feel discomfort? Oh yeah, yeah. So, like I mentioned, there's been moments that, I hear, I sense these manifestations, but there's other instances in which I feel the presence very close to me, and it's I feel sort of like it's not a sense of scared of or sadness or anything
Mm-hmm,
negative.
mm-hmm.
It's sort of like a weird sense of discomfort. It's like if someone stands
It's the
so
unknown.
in front of you, next to you in a space, it makes you feel uncomfortable, you
Yeah,
know. So
yeah.
that's kind of like what I get in a spiritual sense. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm not used to, maybe they're trying to make contact, who knows? But
Okay.
maybe because I'm not open to it when I
Mm-hmm.
get those manifestations so close by, I feel kind of like uneasy, you know.
Do you want to ask what are the intentions when they get close to you?
Maybe I should, but
You want to ask
it's
that?
like I said, when no, never.
Oh,
I just asked to be left alone,
no, I
you
mean
know.
right now. Do you want to ask
Oh,
what
we could.
are the intentions when they get so close?
Yeah, yeah. Let's
It's
see.
like um, you're getting too close to my bubble.
Huh. So I got the suit of rods, which in this case is the suit of swords,
Uh huh.
and that's curiosity, knowledge, curiosity and knowledge,
Okay.
and the knight of rods, which in this case is also the knight of swords, and swift action, assertiveness. So maybe the intention is just curiosity and being in taking action and trying to establish contact. Maybe it's a quest of knowledge.
Right. Right. I forgot while you were
Yeah.
away, Carolyn got a name from the woman, and she wants to know if you have a chair in your room. And Clara is in the room listening to all of.
I do. I do have one in my room. Yeah,
So
which I never use, by the way.
in the room you're in right now?
Yeah. In
Uh-huh.
this room right now where
Yeah.
I'm here, yes. Yeah, I do. Because down here, yeah, I do have one.
Yeah. So Carolyn thinks that she's been listening to us the whole time, maybe. It'd be
I'm not
very
surprised because
interesting.
I do feel an energy, and
Yeah.
it's not a
Yeah.
negative energy. Like I said, it's a nice, I don't know, positive,
Right.
even
Right.
maternal energy.
So so I picked up, this is really interesting. So we were asking the intentions of when they get really close. I pulled both coins, 10 and 7. Let me show you these images. So the intentions are, hold on a second here. So we know that 7 of coins is waiting, waiting for the flowers to bloom or the fruit to ripen. Um, I just got that they're waiting for your gifts to get stronger, and then maybe they can communicate with you better. And the 10 of coins is, it's like they have the best intentions for you, wanting you to be successful in your life. Um, because you're a very, very noble person, and you want to help others, but you do keep a little bit of a distance. Hang on, why am I saying these things? I don't know.
Which is
Um,
true. What you said is true.
oh, okay.
I do. It is
you
true.
you're very generous. You're very graceful, but you do like to keep people a little bit at a distance. But you won't. You're just very, very humble. And so again, when they get that close to you, they just love your energy, and warmth. I feel warmth. They're attracted to your warmth. But I still think about this one. It's like they're waiting. They're
Hmm.
waiting, and maybe it is for you to blossom in your gifts. So, wow,
Interesting.
know where that come from. Um, let's
No,
see.
which
So,
is it's similar to the night that I got. Waiting to be able to take action.
Nancy has, it says in this deck, card of peace, freedom, positive energy. Um, Majestic got a little tension with your space. You both occupy the separate energy that mom and child. Um,
I read that, Miss T.
yeah. What does this say? Ramon the Dragon. God bless. Apparently, it does not want to. My finger keeps hitting it. It doesn't want to come. Okay. We need to put Ramon in Dragon. We'll open him up, right? Oh, speaking of which, I was jealous. Everybody had a fan, and don't you know I didn't bring it up here? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I was jealous. Everybody had a fan, and mine broke a long time ago. And then I was cleaning out the garage today, and
I don't. I don't have one. That's
I don't know what
cute.
happened. Um, anyways, Tarot D and fans, I don't know. That just goes so. And Jackie's laughing, and Majestic Oriole's gonna appear. I always love having D in here. All right. So, is there any other questions that you can think about? Because we actually finished all your questions.
No, I think we covered a lot of ground, and
Mm-hmm.
it's it's been very insightful. It gave me a different perspective on the matter,
Right.
and seeing it from a different point of view.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Well, I would like to, before we go, would you like to ask individually a message from the child and a message from the mother?
Let's
You
do
want to
that.
do that?
Sure. Let's
All
see.
right. So let's start with.
Message from the child.
I forgot. I already made a thing for that.
Hmm.
So we're going to ask message from the child and message from mother energy. Oh my God, I just got the image of it's like he has a little toy boat with a sail on it, and he's wanting either to present it to you or ask you to play with him. Aww. I would just die right now.
Little oracle.
Aww. Okay.
So I pulled a tarot card and an oracle for the child, and 2 cards for the mother.
Mm-hmm.
So for the child, I got temperance, and from the oracle, I got friendship.
Oh.
So these are 2 beautiful cards. You know, the Rider Waite. You know, it's a card that has an angel. It's a very positive card, and
Yeah.
keep in balance, but it's balance also in the physical and the spiritual world. And
Yeah.
this one, friendship. So maybe the child wants to establish some positive connection
Yeah.
with me. You know, from the mother, I got again the Empress and the 6 of Swords. You know, so maybe what she needs is, help into transitioning through this situation. You know, it's
Oh my
interesting. I got
God.
this one again. Yeah. Wow.
Wow. So, I had the vision. It was clear vision of him. I don't know if one of the toys was a little boat or anything. If
It
you remember.
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It is a
really?
boat. Yeah,
Oh
it is a
my
boat.
gosh! I'm getting chills now.
It is a
Ooh,
boat.
I've got the biggest goosebumps right now
Wow.
because I did. He was holding this boat like this. It was
It's a yellow boat. It's a yellow boat.
wow,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, and then I got this image. He just admires you. And do you play music? Like, do you put the music on?
All the time.
So he's
All
loving
the
this
time.
music that you're
Hmm.
playing. Of course, it's very different from his day. He only had a
Well,
flute
it's
to play.
I play a lot of classical music
Do
when I'm in
you?
meditation. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So look at the clarinet he's having.
Hmm.
So that's awesome.
Wow.
You talked about mom and the transitioning just now, and I got that from mom. The 6 of Swords, that
Same
transition,
card. Same card.
transitioning. Um, so you may at some point be helping them transition, and maybe that's why she's like I got that
Wow.
waiting. And then I got this. So um, she, I think, is connecting with 2 babies that are possibly still there as well. Or I almost feel like it's like
Wow.
she's thanking, thank you,
Hmm.
thank you for, like she's saying, thank you for helping me connect with my babies.
Hmm. For
Um,
thank you for helping. For noticing that I'm here.
yeah,
That there is something going on, and that possibly you can help us with.
Oh, how
So
sweet. Let's see what everybody else got. I'm just oh, and then I got he likes to play with your dog. He likes to play with
oh
your
my god.
dog. Does your dog ever do that? Just a entertainment
Yeah.
question.
Uh-huh.
He
Yeah,
sits
she
up like
does.
that.
And one of them, one of my chihuahuas, the short hair. She's short hair, but she's chihuahua with terrier. So she has like
This is
scruffy
Terrier.
hair,
This is Terrier.
and that uh-huh, and that reminds me so much of her.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what everybody else has to say. That was just, I loved it. I love that. Okay. Okay, where I left off was Miss Majestic was going to pee your pants. All right, so Nancy, I don't know if this was a message. Um, Ghost mother behind the tombstone, imploring him, hands outstretched. Child's hand is reaching.
So
Aww.
wow.
Hey, Care Bear, Karen. Oh, I wish you could have come in sooner. Um, yeah. So this is the best chatters ever, and the readers, and they were awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. Harley said maybe the child is looking for protection from Ramon. Let's see. Adult that I saw was dressed like you would think. Carolyn, the child wants to play and wants a hug. Aw. The mother says, thank you for loving us, accepting us. We are family, and you can teach us how to move on. Just what I
That's
was
beautiful.
saying. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
That's beautiful.
And yes, do please hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this show. Ms. D, we have Page in Reverse Ghost. No, wait, PR Ghost in the Bronx. Oh my gosh. Let's see, Harley. I think the child sees Ramon as father figure. We got that earlier. Me gusta, me gusta. Yep, Miss Majestic got the dog connection there. Let's see. Oh, Jonathan's back. Oh my gosh. That was so fun. Okay, let's see. I think that's all the messages we got. Yeah, I just thank you, Ramon, for this wonderful energy that's in your home and sharing it with us.
This has been amazing. I'm telling you.
It,
It's been amazing. It's given me so much insight into, how to feel around, next time when these manifestations are much more visible, how to canalize that energy in a different way. It's and I see it in a positive way now too. I maybe I'll be more welcoming, you know, when I feel them around, with care, of course, being careful. But
yeah,
it's given me
yeah.
a different perspective. This has been a fantastic experience. I'm telling you,
Oh,
I love the show.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beautiful experience. And I love it when, like I said, it's wind chimes got loud. Like I said earlier, it's not terror normal. I, I, I love when we can delve into the positive energies too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I grew up with scary shows. I love the scary stuff. I do, but something about, I don't know. It's just this energy. I can't even put it into words. It's the energies that are around us, the unseen, the unheard voices, and um, another time I can share you with the heard voices that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just wait, hang on, that's what Jonathan said real quick. Uh, you said wind chimes got loud right when my wind chimes got. See, we are connected.
I love wind chimes. I love wind
I
chimes.
almost always have them playing in the background. They're beautiful. But these energies that are around us, when I come into reality and not the scary, fun paranormal, I love that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love this uplift of energy like tonight. It's just such a beautiful feeling, and knowing that this child, he doesn't, I don't think this child is feeling desperate or lost. He's
Mm-hmm.
drawn to your energy, loves your music, loves the dog, loves everything about your home. And I feel that way about the woman too. And it's just that used to be her home. And it's like a nod to, she's happy you're taking care of it and you love it just as much as she loved it. And just really warm, wonderful energy tonight. Most
That's beautiful.
definitely.
And when I
Okay.
hear the child running, it's I always feel that he's playing. That vision I have is it's that he's having fun. He's running around. He's enjoying the space. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So wonderful. Well, again, I want to thank everybody in chat for also helping us
Thank you
out.
all. Thank
We
you.
had a great time. Chat had wonderful messages too, and I'm happy you enjoyed it.
I did
And
very much. Very
so,
much.
well, then I guess we can say goodnight to everybody. You hang out a moment. We'll chat
Mm-hmm.
after. And I just send many, many healing blessings to everyone. And as promised, I have a little selenite knife. And I just invite Archangel Michael in and to sever any cords that do not serve our highest good, that do not belong to us, yet we send them off with love and healing light. And it is so. So,
Yes. We should do this show again around this time next year as a
uh,
follow up and see what happened.
yeah, right. That would be
Uh,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, well, or even 6 months. Let's see what you're doing. That would be
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Totally.
everyone, good night. And
Thank
Ramon,
you
thank
for
you
being
so much
here.
again for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you
All
all for
right.
sharing this time
Thank
with
you,
us.
everyone.
And thank you for your insight.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
Love it. Okay. Ta for now.